Welcome back to NewsWatch. The Kittitas County Community Network Coalition helps to decrease youth substance abuse by reducing risk factors and improving protective factors. Joining us today is Hannah Dole, who will be discussing the coalition's 6-year plan revision. Thank you for joining us, Hannah.
Thank you, Kevin.
What is the 6-year plan and how often does the coalition revise the plan?
In the past, the coalition coordinators facilitate a process where they look at prevention, intervention, treatment, and aftercare. The 6-year plan works on prevention of substance abuse issues within the community. Every 2 years, the coalition views current data and revises the plan to make sure it addresses major substances. The coalition is currently in the process of a 2-year revision for 2011.
What are the changes currently under discussion?
Coalition Coordinator Ann Riley says the coalition is prioritizing main issues and is looking at current data. Once they prioritize the issues, they will decide the changes. The main issues under discussion are underage drinking, youth tobacco use, and youth marijuana use. The coalition is partnering with the community's tobacco-free coalition thanks to depletion of tobacco prevention dollars. This will also be the first time the coalition addresses youth tobacco use in the plan. Marijuana use is new to the plan as one of the bigger problems. Ann Riley says that marijuana use has consistently higher numbers than tobacco use. Kids perceive the risk of tobacco to be high and the risk of marijuana to be low. New medical marijuana information is adding to the idea for community youth that marijuana is better than tobacco. There is a 4th category in the rough draft stages of prescription drugs, synthetic drugs, and illicit drugs. This category will be kept in the plan, but is not as prominent as other issues.
What is the coalition doing moving forward?
Now that the coalition has identified the risk factors, they will be looking at why specifically these are issues. They will then designate strategies, determine who is responsible, and find ways to fill the gaps. Ann Riley says they won't know what the gaps are until the group develops strategies and can get further into the process. The coalition will discuss strategies during the next meeting, which will be held November 30th. The plan is estimated to be finalized by January of next year.
Well, thank you for being with us today and sharing that information.
Thank you for having me.
Due to technical difficulties in our previous newscast, you were unable to see a special report on Initiative 1183. Victoria Self has that story for us once again.
For the past 2 years, Washington State has been trying to pass an initiative to privatize liquor sales. In 2010, there were 2 liquor initiatives that were on the ballot, 1100 and 1105. They both failed. So what's different with I-1183? Currently, liquor or spirits are sold only at state-run liquor stores. The Washington State Liquor Control Board operates the liquor stores and oversees the contract liquor stores. The board also sets the price for spirits and collects the taxes from the sale of spirits. The existing law allows private parties to sell or distribute alcoholic beverages that are not spirits, such as wine or beer. According to the official voter's guide from the Secretary of State's website, I-1183 makes it possible for private parties to sell and distribute spirits. To be able to sell spirits and be eligible for a liquor license, the establishment must be 10,000 square feet or larger or a previous liquor store.
The liquor store behind me and Super One Foods right across the street are 2 examples of places that will be able to sell beer, wine, and spirits if Initiative 1183 is passed.
Minority Whip Bill Hinkle says Initiative 1183 has a plan for existing buildings.
We're at a point now where we have to look at ways to actually maximize our revenues at the state and do it in a way that doesn't raise taxes. That's kind of unique. It does raise license fees, but I think the balance there is that we privatize it, it becomes competitive, and I think we'll see better service for the public in the end.
I-1183 also changes laws on wine. It requires distributors to set a uniform price which would allow the sale of wine at different prices based on business reasons. Reporting for NewsWatch, I'm Victoria Self.
Coming up next when NewsWatch continues, Nick Griswold joins us with a look at your forecast.
Will we see more cold temperatures like yesterday? We'll be back in 30 seconds.